Welcome to galacticastrology.com software overview. My name is Julia Balaz, and in this video, I would like to demonstrate how to use all the features that are currently available exclusively to Quantum Soul Guidance Practitioner course members. After you enroll in the course, you receive an email with your login details. So when you go to galacticastrology.com and click on the login tab on the right top corner, you'll be asked to enter your username and passwords that were assigned to you. After you log in, you will be able to change your passwords, but you will not be able to change your username. When you're logging in for the first time, I would like you to take time to read the disclaimer, which basically states that myself, Julia Balaz, the owner, and the Hector Mañares, the webmaster, the gentleman that is building the software for us, are the only two people that have access to all user data that are saved under login users. And it's purely for the operational purposes when we are developing the software or when we are fixing any potential glitches. It's important for us to be able to access everything that is happening with the login users. And we also share that we're committed to treat all user data as strictly confidential, and we are prohibited to share it with anyone else. If you are not comfortable with myself and Hector having access to your astrological charts, you can log in and click on the free reports option. However, you will not be able to access additional features such as transits, charts, synastry, relocation, and so on. You will only be able to run a basic natal chart report. So let's presume you're happy to go ahead with your login. The first step you want to do in order to create and save charts and edit them and enjoy additional features is going to My Charts tab. And on the left top corner, you will see Add New Galactic Astrology Chart. You want to click here. And here you can select either Tropical Zodiac or Sidereal Lahiri Zodiac based on your preference. You can select your preferred house system. I explain about each of these inside the QSG Practitioner course in lesson number 4.5 called The 12 Houses in Astrology, including empty houses and their meaning. So you can explore all these options and decide what is your preference. Then you want to enter your birth details or birth details of the person you are drawing the chart for. When you enter the birthplace, the town or the city, as you start typing it, should come up. And in case it doesn't, you need to try variation of the spellings. If you're challenged and the system is not showing your city or town, I invite you to go to Google Maps and find what way the town or city is spelled, and then copy paste the name into our system, and then the system should find it. If you're still challenged and the city is not coming up, what you need to do is go to Google Maps, enter the city name, and find a longitude and latitude for the location. You can enter that, and instead of generating the birth data based on the name of the town spelled, you will click on the tab further below, Generate Birth Data based on the coordinates. After you entered the relevant birth details, you will see the system generating astrological data, including the beautifully designed zodiac wheel, which shows different colors for different element. We have earth represented by green color, fire by the red color, water by the blue, and air by pink. The colors of the aspects inside the wheel are assigned in the following way: red for the squares, blue for the oppositions, green for trine, and purple for sextiles. In order to save the chart that you drew, you want to select one of the available options. Is it a personal chart for yourself, for a relative, friend, maybe a chart for an organization, transit chart, event, famous person, or other? We have a feature here for login users that enables you to share the chart from all the login users. And I suggest you only do this for famous people or organization that is well known or event that is well known. Preferably, you shouldn't share personal or client or relative charts because they may not really be relevant for the community unless you share elaborate notes about the person. The report name that you choose will be information that will be displayed on the printed version of the report that you can send to your client, or a PDF version of the report. So normally you would enter the full name of your client, maybe the date of the session, or the birth details that you used for this report. And inside the Notes tab, you can enter information that is just for your own view. It will not be displayed on the PDF version of the report. So in Notes, I suggest you enter information about any insights from the session that you found. Think about the future time when you will review your client's reports inside your system, that you will be able to refresh your memory through the bullet points notes from the session. You'll find it so handy, so helpful to have. Another suggestion for notes I have is entering the accuracy of the birth time information. Is it by memory? Is it from birth certificate? Is the time vague? Or maybe have you calculated the numerology of the person or their name, anything like that. Once you click Add New Chart, the system will add it to the list of your saved charts. So you see the report name is JB Natal. It's a personal chart. It was created on 29th of August. The birthday for the chart was 21st of March, 1983. And now you will see these variable options for either view or print the chart or edit the details again. You can also delete the chart. And the new features that are added very recently is running the relocation chart based on the natal chart, or transit chart based on the natal, or adding another person and comparing two different people's charts with your natal chart. So let's first review the chart in the view print. By default, we are not showing the stars. You will see the chart will hide stars as a default. You can click on the selection, and when you click on Show Conjunct Aligned Stars, you will now see the conjunct aligned stars around the wheel. We are not showing trines, sextiles, squares, and oppositions here, only the conjunctions. If you want to know about the aspects, if you clicked the Show Trine, Sextile, Square, and Show Degrees, when you scroll down, you will see all the other aspects listed in a table format below. If you want to show all 64 stars, not just the conjunctions, you can see it here. I really like this feature because it can show you if there are stars that are positioned slightly outside of the orb of influence. You can see the orbs allocated for each stars. If you go to free reports and stars degrees, when you click on that feature, I'll go over it later, you will see exactly what orb. Is it 1 degree, like the stars in the Pleiades? Is it 2.4 degrees, like some of the major stars? If you're curious about that, you can see there. So this will allow you to see in case there is a major star just outside the orb, and it may be good to double check whether that star is actually relevant or not. And you can also see all the stars that are selected for our calculator. More stars are coming, especially here for Aquarius and Leo. We want to fill in the gaps. Certainly by the end of 2024, we believe we'll have more stars available. We just want to make sure we also have the information coming with them so that our users can have a reference point when they see them in the calculator. So I suggest you use the Show Conjunct Aligned Stars before you print the extended report, either in the landscape version or just a basic report for your clients. So let's see what this looks like. You see the report name there selected here. It's not up to standard. Ideally, if you share this report with your client, you will have their name fully spelled, also their birth details, maybe date of the session, and maybe your name as the practitioner who delineated this report. So first, we have the table showing all the aspects to the planets. And on last page, you will see the zodiac wheel that shows the aspects between different planets and the conjunct stars. If you selected hide stars, they wouldn't show on the zodiac wheel, or if you selected show all stars, they would show all around the wheel, but it may be confusing to people to see them all. They would think, oh my God, am I connected to all that? And theoretically, we are connected to all that is, but if you want the precise calculations, you will just show the conjunctions the way you see here. You can then download the document to your own computer and save it as you wish. It'll be saved as a PDF file. You can then forward that to your client, or you can choose the print option and print either black and white or colorful if you own a printer, and have a physical report printed that you can then write handwritten notes on, file it, use it as you wish. You can exit the report. And let's have a look at the print basic report, what that would look like. It just shows the constellation names, conjunct and oppositions, and a zodiac wheel. There is an occurrence that I would like to bring your attention to, especially if you or your clients were born prior to year 1945. If you go to more info and click on frequently asked questions, and click on my Ascendant Astro degree is different from what I'm used to seeing. What should I do? Here we go into details of what software we use to generate our data, and why for people who were born prior to 1945 in some of the states of the United States of America, there is 1 hour discrepancy based on whether the states did or didn't adopt the summertime. So in case you will see ascendant that is off from what you're used to seeing, you then need to either add or take 1 hour from the time of birth you entered until you will get the result that you're looking for. Here we explain that we use the IANA time zone database, an open source project that is widely accepted as the time zone authority in the world, and most astrological software websites use this database. However, if you're used to using Astro.com, SolarFire, or AstroGold, who instead IANA rely on the ACS Atlas, there may be that discrepancy. So I suggest, as you present your chart to your client, always start with the ascendant information, confirming, is your ascendant at 29 degrees of Taurus? They say yes, no, and you can then adjust the information accordingly. All right, let's move on. By default, our system calculates lunar nodes by their true position, not mean position. Mean position would be the average of the wobbly movement of the nodes, and same for Lilith. So if you want to change that, if you're used to using the mean position of Lilith or lunar nodes, there is a few minutes difference. You can go back to editing the chart and click on mean for lunar nodes, mean for Lilith, then recalculate the chart, save it again, or enter the mean positions for the first time as you're entering the details. Let's go back to my charts. Okay, let us explore the latest features, the relocation, transit, and synastry charts. Clicking on relocation, the next step will be selecting the location that you want to review in connection to the original chart that you saved. So I was born in Slovakia, and for the last 20 years, I'm living in Ireland. The nearest town that the system finds is Gorey on the east coast of Ireland. And here is the new chart drawn based on the relocation. So my ascendant changed from 29 degrees of Taurus to 11 degrees of Aries. So I want to save that so that I can review the stars also. You rename the chart and hit save, and then you find it here. And when we view, there is a lesson inside a course on relocation charts, number 4.12, called Relocation Chart and Fixed Stars Influence Galactic Astrology. So I highly recommend you go through that lesson and read the comments as well. There are some amazing stories about people relocating and how their chart changed, and how the energies in their life shifted. So Have fun exploring all that for you and people that you know. After you save the relocation chart, instead of editing it or viewing it, where you just see the relocation chart by itself, you have a new tab available on the relocation chart called Compare. So if you want to see your natal chart side by side with the relocation chart, you need to click on the Compare feature, okay? So there, for example, for myself, as I said, my ascendant changes from 29 Taurus to 11 Aries. My lunar nodes shift from 2nd and 8th house to 3rd and 9th house, and many other changes that make complete sense in terms of how my life is now when I'm in Ireland, how I feel here, and how I feel when I'm back home in Slovakia. So it absolutely is significant. And from Galactic Astrology point of view, there are also different stars that are activated through the Ascendant and midheaven and any other calculated points. So take time exploring all that. Now, when you have the compare view window, when you click on the either extended report or print basic report, let's say this time you want to try the landscape version, you will see both charts on the same report. The first page gives the data that is used on wheel 1 and chart 2. And then you go over the chart 1 and the stars alignment, and then chart 2 and the astro alignments. So you may find it helpful, and you can also send it to your client. Okay, let's go back to exploring other features. So let's say this time I want to look at the transits, where the stars are, where the planets are on current date or any future date I might be interested in. So today is August 29th, 2024. It is noon, and I'm in or near Gori. It's not my exact location. So this time, the wheel shows my natal chart on the inside and the transiting planets on the outside. Let's save the chart first, and then we'll go back to viewing it. Let's rename it JB Transit 29.8. Save, and then let's go back to view it. You can select Show Conjunct Stars, and you will see that the conjunct stars are only showing for the outer wheel. They're not showing also for the inner wheel, so please be aware of that. You can learn more about transits in lesson 6.9, called Transits and Returns, Time to Connect with Your Soul Star Family. Let us continue with Synastry Charts feature. Clicking on Synastry, and here you will need to enter birth details of the second person that you want to use for the side-by-side chart comparisons. Once you enter the details, you will see the two zodiac wheels together. The inner wheel showing the first chart, my natal chart in this example, and the outer wheel showing the second person's chart, my husband's chart in this example. You want to save the report, save Synastry chart. And now you see the chart type is saved under Synastry. And let's view the report to see what we have available. In terms of the stars showing around the wheel, the only two options available here are show all 64 stars or more as we add more stars in future, or hide stars. If you want to see the stars alignments, you just need to scroll further down and you will see the stars alignments with all aspects in form of the table setting. And when you click on the extended report, you can see what details were used on the inner wheel, outer wheel, and then you'll see the two wheels together, and then the information on individual reports available one after the other. So wheel 1 plus the stars alignments, and then further down, wheel 2, the second person plus the stars alignments. And with Synastry, what you want to look at is to see if there are any planets that are sharing the degree or the zodiac sign, which usually indicates a karmic connection or more intense interpersonal relationship. The relationship feels easier when there are a lot of conjunctions, trines, and sextiles, and the relationships will feel much harder more challenging when there are a lot of squares or oppositions. In our case, we're really lucky because we share moon sign. We both have moon in Gemini, we share Neptune in Sagittarius, and we share Pluto in Libra. And in terms of the moon and Neptune in mutual signs, it really helps. It's so much fun. We share the same sense of humor, same way of perceiving the world. So there's such ease and flow in terms of communication and the way we feel about life's experiences. So have fun exploring this with your own partners and parents and children. It's quite fascinating to see the synastry between parents and children. There are always patterns of how unresolved energies are passed down from generation to generations. You can see how the things are either resolving or becoming more complicated. You can see where the tension arises between parents. For example, my brother and my mother have Mars on Uranus and Pluto on Saturn. And I don't know how they manage not to get in fights and conflicts by now, but internally definitely feels like a tension in communication. And it takes a lot of overcoming and compassion and kindness and acceptance to keep the harmony between them. So definitely worth exploring, and there's definitely something to it. Whenever I meet someone where I feel inner tension, I look at the synastry. Oh, there are squares and oppositions. Whenever I meet someone where there's just so much expansion and ease and lightness and mutual inspiration, there is a lot of trines and sextiles and conjunctions in our synastry. So I just finished and published a lesson on synastry and added it to module 4. So you'll find it at the end there, number 4.14, synastry, relationships in astrology. I hope you'll find it helpful. Okay, let's look at some of the other features that are available here. You have another tab here called reports. And when you click on it, you can view the public charts. This means all the charts that our login users selected as available to be shared publicly. And by publicly, we don't mean people outside of our community, but publicly within the users that have the login available. Currently, it's only exclusive to the QSG community. So you will see all kinds of reports here. There's a lot of personal reports. I didn't highlight this enough when at the beginning, so people started sharing all kinds of charts here, but there's also a huge amount of famous people here. So I love browsing through it and see all kinds of amazing personalities and influential people in our human history and looking at their chart. If you want to only look at the famous people, you can click on the chart type, and then the system will rearrange the saved charts. So you can then quickly scroll through whatever is there and then just get to the famous people selection. So what you do then, if you're curious about anyone in particular, you can look at, oh, look, Julia B, myself, say Mahatma Gandhi. So you can click on the report, and then you will be able to see their astral wheel and the stars that are in their chart. All right, so have fun exploring all that. You see features here that you might not see under your login. I have more features available as admin, but there is another one here in free reports and stars degrees. This is also available to free website users without the login, but here you will see more stars available. So you can see the selection of all 65 at the moment stars that we use inside a report, and you can see what is the orb of influence that our calculator is using for the placements, for the alignments. There's a few more cool features that Hector included, stars and constellations. When you click on stars, you'll be able to see the percentage of each star in our report and how often it figured in users' charts. And you can change the start date. Let's say you want to only see the reports that were run in year 2024. What were the most dominant stars overall? If you want to go back in time until, I think, 2022, when the system was created, you will see different data. But please take this with a grain of salt in terms of significance, because this data is hugely impacted by the degree of the orb. Stars, or you see the supercosmic points that have a 5-degree orb or 3-degree orb, will have the highest representation because naturally they'll show up in most reports with 5-degree orb. Stars that have 1-degree orb will show up as represented less often. So it's really just a fun tool. However, when you take a closer look, you will see interesting information, for example, with supergalactic center. Although it shares 5 degrees orb with Shapley and the Great Attractor, it seems that supergalactic center shows more often in our users' charts than the other two. Or, for example, Antares and Arcturus share the same orb, I believe 2.4 degrees, yet Antares shows up slightly more often than Arcturus, you know? So have a look at these and just have fun exploring and see what conclusions you come to. Or here, for example, starseeds from Alad Far show up more often than starseeds from Alad Far. So it's just a little fun exploration. And remember, this is based on the small selection of several thousands of charts of people that are drawn to our community. When you click on the constellations, this is what comes up. And again, be mindful of the dates you're looking at. You can see how the galactic points are represented most often. And again, remember the 5 degrees orb for all these. And here's everything else. Orion, with, we have multiple stars of Orion in our system. So naturally, it shows up as significant. Here we have Lyra. So it's just really interesting to see this. Perhaps we can make it a habit with Hector on our anniversaries and our website system anniversaries. We can share with our community the data of how many charts we have in the system with each new year and what these percentages are telling us. All right, so I think these were all the tools for now. We are working on multiple new projects. We have big long-term vision for everything else that we would love to have available for our users. So we look forward to sharing these with you as they manifest. Thank you so much for being here with us and sharing this fun, expansive journey. Thank you for all your love and support. We really appreciate it. And we hope you continue to love the galactic astrology and expand with it towards greater peace and harmony.